Hey there, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 5th to the 11th. Happy solar return if your birthday is this week. So lots of interesting shifts happening this week. We start off with Venus moving into Leo on the 5th, and then on the 11th we have Pluto moving out of air sign of Aquarius, backing up into an earth sign of Capricorn. We'll stay in Capricorn for the rest of the year. And then we have Mercury moving forward, which is always nice, cleared its shadow, and now it's moving forward and it's getting back home to Gemini, to your sign. And so your ruler is on his way to come help to save the day, is what I heard. He's on his way to save the day. So we have the card of change. Right? And there's all this shift and this change happening. But you have mature man and a community. And so somehow this change has to do with somebody's maturity. It doesn't have to be a man. A man is about action, in my opinion. And so this is more the energy of in the community, taking mature action, having learned something along the way, possibly during that retrograde that we had, but there's some energy really working with that. And so I want to talk for a minute about Venus moving into Leo. I'm working over on Facebook. We're going to work together as a community over there to use this energy to empower ourselves and to really step into our strength and to use it to manifest what it is that we are seeking. And so I invite you to come and join us over there. The link to Facebook is in the description box below, along with the link on the personal readings that I do. You have overall healing energy happening here. So I'm just trying to get all the cards together. In your heart space, you have the mice, and that means that there's still these little niggling doubts as you work your way through this healing process. For some of you, if this is a physical ailment, I do want you to consider getting yourself having a nice organic apple a day, because they're these little mice are surrounded by these apples, and it kind of makes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But for most of you, it is about paying attention to the small details. And I don't know, but these mice actually look like they're having fun. And so part of it is finding fun in the small things. And also mice are very resourceful, right? They find what they need. Sometimes very creatively, the way they find what they need. And so there is this in the healing in the heart space. It's almost like small steps and small victories. And so staying focused on that, whatever it is that you're trying to heal. But in the heart, it's about keeping the anxiety down, and really moving with this energy in a way that is very beneficial. So here we have the star card as the key to the situation. The star, though, looks very much like a compass, right? And so this is really be focusing on the hope, focusing on the direction that you want to move in. That's the key to success through this change energy, is really bringing that in. There's some kind of a contract, a soul contract. So could it be an actual written contract? Yes. So it could be a marriage license or a divorce. It could be signing a lease or breaking a lease. It could be starting a business or wrapping up a business, or some kind of a legal document. But there's also a soul contract energy that could be coming in when we have the letter up here in the area of the transformation. So important news or information, a legal document or a soul contract, something that is is undergoing some kind of a major transformation right now. But there's this change that is bringing about this major change, and there's a maturity that comes from it. So maturity happens from life experience, and also from as we move through the cycles and we understand what is happening. And so I can see that you have been feeling a little less than confident in some arena of your life. And so really focusing on the hope will help you to navigate these changes, because we have the sun here in the area of the mountains. And so when the sun is our solar plexus energy, it's our light that shines out there, that draws and attracts to us what we want. And when it's in the house of the mountain, it's almost as though you're waiting for the sun to come up over the mountain, right? And so focusing on that energy with hope, knowing that the sun will rise. Is what it feels like. It feels like the sun will rise. You're in this in-between space of shifting from one energetic situation to another. We have all these planets moving, and then in 2 weeks, we've got the new moon in your sign, which is conjunct Saturn well, not conjunct Saturn, but it's square Saturn, as Saturn stations, well, does it square? I think your new moon's actually around 25 degrees, but Saturn goes retrograde on the with that new moon, and so starts backing up to go over things around the dreams and to creating the energy of structure around that stuff. And so there's just a lot of shifting and changing, and the North Node is going to move into Aries on July 7th. And so over the course of the next month or so, there's a lot of shifting happening. And so here, that you would be anchoring onto the bridge, they're asking you to be where you are right now. Understand that you are releasing and letting things go, and you're moving towards something. And so in the meantime, trying to feel like you're very stable and secure, it comes down to your four walls, literally your four walls. I feel like when you come home, it needs to be some kind of a sanctuary to you. If it's not, then do what you need to do to create that sense of feeling home and comfortable, because the action to take is the home. And so some of you could be literally moving, and that could be while you're on the bridge. We're transitioning, we're packing up all the boxes, and we're getting all the stuff together, and we're moving. And because there's change coming, you have the community card here, and you have the community card here in the area of the mice. So where the doubts and the anxieties are around. So it could be that you are moving to a new department in work. You could be moving to a new place where you live. Maybe you've graduated and you're moving into a new community, a new job, a whole bunch of new stuff, right? You have all this new community stuff happening here. And so that would make you a little, you don't know what's going to happen. I'm sure there's a lot of when you're moving, there's anxiety that comes with it. Will everything happen? The really nice thing is Mercury is not in retrograde, so it's not going to delay things, and it's at home in your sign. And I feel like this is really beneficial, because here we have the little girl, which is also about a new beginning, but this is receiving. And look what she's receiving. She is receiving a castle with a rainbow and toys and things of the home. And so I think that you've been seeking what feels like home to you in some aspect that has to do with community. So where do I feel at home at work? Where do I, maybe you work in a large complex, and there's a department that you'd rather be in where you like the people better, or something like that. But in the area of resources, you have the card of luck. So whatever you need is going to be brought to you in perfect timing. That's what it feels like. It feels like in perfect timing. And so I always want to say, just trust the process that you are going through right now. There is a shift. There's a change. We're in this shifting, changing, bridging energy right now. But I feel like there's nothing here. The only thing is that maybe you're a little nervous, and you're feeling a little, oh my gosh, I hope I'm up to the task. I hope I can do it kind of energy. But I really want to encourage you to believe in yourself. Okay, I'm actually doing the signs this week in order. Okay, so you're the third sign, and this is the third time this card has come up. It is also, I think, the third time we've had the bridge. It's definitely the second time, but it might be the third time. And here we have the card of the here and the now. It is really important that you are willing to let things go, be in the past, and look forward to the future, but be present where you are right now, especially when you have the mice here, and pay attention to the details, right? And if there's a contract here, pay attention to the details. And so be really present in the moment, but also enjoy the experience, right? I had a friend that wanted to go on this really stupid long motorcycle ride, like across states and stuff. And I was like, I'm not really sure I want to be on a motorcycle that long. And he's like, oh, well, it's not about the destination, it's the journey. And I thought, yeah, and again, I don't know if I want to sit on a motorcycle that long, but so I ended up not being the person that went with him. But I do think it's important that you recognize that the journey has options, the opportunity to find things along the way that it's fun. So even though you feel a little nervous about whatever the shift is, stay really present and look for the good stuff where you are. You have the card of the mirror. Treat your body like the palace it is. And so if you're feeling anxious, and you know that when you're anxious, you like to eat things that perhaps make your belly a little unhappy, then don't do that. Don't do that. It just makes things worse. It doesn't actually make it better, right? Or I don't know. I feel like honoring yourself. Also, it's called the mirror. And so the thing about a mirror is the energy that we put out into the world is the energy we receive back. And so we're going to talk about that confidence, right? And so whether you are self-conscious about your actual physical appearance or your ability to do a task or handle a job, or will you be accepted by the new community you're in for whatever reason, if you exude confidence, that will be mirrored back to you. If you strut in there like you own the place, I don't mean like in a bossy way, like you own your own personal space. If you let your light shine and you are a sun that draws and attracts people to you, if you are willing to be in this really fully embodied, empowered, divine energy, you will make a great impression no matter what. So, confidence, there is nothing sexier than confidence, right? Absolutely nothing sexier than that. More attractive, I should say, almost, because there's an attractive quality, whether it's business or personal. So you have the card of offering. I should look at that picture and see what you get out of it. Well, it almost feels like you're offering the world. Okay, or the world is being offered to you. Every day of our lives, we are able to take from Mother Earth our energy for this life. Yet we often forget the ancient tradition of the sacred giveaway. Take a moment to sit in silence and to count the magnificent things you have in this life, even if only the wondrousness of being given life. Reflect on the great Mother, Mother Earth. Ask yourself, what have I given back to her lately to heal her? Then think of the highest vision of life and balance on the earth and realize that the greatest gift you can give Mother Earth and your fellow humans is your own enlightenment. In this way, you tear away the veil of ignorance and present the magnificence of your being to everyone who experiences you. Everyone around you is uplifted and inspired. This is your offering. Oh my God, you striding with confidence through the world. Your confidence serves as a beacon of inspiration to others to allow them to feel confident. So I was talking with a friend recently, and we were talking about how sometimes we see kids dressing in ways that when we were younger, our body image would never have allowed us to do that. Never. Like, we would have been totally uncomfortable with the whole thing. And we would have just, we were always like trying to hide. Like, really, seriously, I was very self-conscious. And we were like, it is amazing and it is inspiring to us to see just how, I don't know, confident in themselves they are and the way they are willing to present themselves in the world, and they are completely at ease with it. And we were like jealous of their confidence and how we were inspired by it. And so no matter what it is that you're worried about, do you have the talent, the skills, the looks, whatever you're feeling self-conscious about, choose to be confident, because that inspires others to also be a little more confident also, that they go, well, okay, maybe I can be like that too. It really is inspiring. We were very inspired. So here we have fish swimming through the air, and it's called time. What is it about time that gives such power? The power to change all that exists back into dust. What is the unseen forces that akin to the wind, a force that can shape the land as well as our lives? Learn to play with time. It's a surreal element, like fish swimming in treetops. A person of power knows how to arrange time. So we have this mature man. Calendar control. Calendar control comes from confidently saying no to the things that are too much on your plate, and confidently saying yes to the things that you want to do and making space for them. I can fit that in because I want to, right? So Zig Ziglar used to tell a story of somebody that they got a phone call and they said, "Hey, I have these tickets. If you would like to take my second ticket and come with me, we have to leave at 3 o'clock today to catch the flight, but it is for a long weekend in the Bahamas. Are you ready to go? And could you, in 6 hours, rearrange your life to have 4 days off in the Bahamas?" I can tell you, I could do that. And so, it's about arranging time to serve you, as opposed to being a servant of time where other people's demands and constraints are being placed on you. So, put on your watch and be aware of the time at which you do everything. Watch the sun, the moon, the transits, and the stars. Find out what time Venus is lowest in the sky before dawn. Work with Venus. Find out when your physical cycles are. Be aware of that, and when you get hungry and when you should sleep. And it is important to be aware of time and then work with your own personal cyclical nature regarding that. Your power depends on your balance and use and understanding of time. We all have the same 24 hours, but some of us can get a lot more done. And by a lot more done, sometimes that's relaxing than others. So take a look at your calendar, I guess. All right. There's a really interesting eclectic message for you, Gemini. But that's okay, because if anyone can handle it, it's you. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm bored with that. Let's move on to something else. There you go. We had that kind of a reading today. All right, you guys see Great Care. I'm on Facebook every day. I get into the astrology. We're going to do the transit with Venus over there. That's totally free. The link for that group is in the description box below. And if you're interested in a personal empowerment reading or a chart reading, I do those. And that information is also in the description box below. You guys take great care. And I'll talk to you again soon.